my bones. So best believe it's on. Sweat and tears I've invested in this game. So I lay it on the line because I come to do my thing. Do my thing. I'm on. What is up? What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Hope everybody's having a great morning. It's Tuesday. So today we'll go through some of the pre-markets like we do every morning. Look at the market, see what's going on in the market. Run through a little bit of news, and just talk about how the market in general. Today, not really a lot of news going on in the crypto market. Not really a lot of stuff going on. So not a lot of news to talk about. So we can just talk about the market in general, where it's at, where I think it's going, kind of what I'm doing, and then we'll wrap it up for the morning. I'm just here to get your morning started out right for you. Make sure that your morning is good, and we talk about these markets before they open, and talk about how everybody else is trading. So with that, looks like the markets are in red again this morning. Remember, they started out in red yesterday as well. And as we were talking, they flipped to green. So it's still early. It's still really early in the pre-markets. It's still really early in the whole market situation. So but gives you a little sign of where things are. They're not too bad in the red this morning. They can flip pretty quick. I mean, they're not way down at all. Looks like stock futures dip after back to back really 3 days of trading way up. But I think we're in this holding period for both the stock market and the cryptocurrency market. We're in this like consolidation period, this weird phase of trading right now. It's kind of interesting where we are, and we'll get into a little bit of that here in a little bit. The fear and greed index, we're still at neutral, sitting at 52. So the sentiment is pretty good. It's not bad in the market in general. It's neutral, and to be neutral right now is a good thing. We came out of fear. Remember, last month we were in fear. Month before that, we were in extreme fear. So sitting in neutral is not bad for right now. It's kind of where you expect to be in this market. Sitting at let's see here, sitting at right around a 1,051,000,000,000 market cap. Up a little bit from where we were yesterday morning. Not extremely high, maybe a couple billion up. So about even, about neutral, which is what the fear and greed index was telling us. So they match pretty well. Looks like Bitcoin sitting at right around 22,925. It's been hovering around this high 22,000 mark. In 23,000, pretty much for the last 24 hours. Ethereum sitting at this $1,625 mark, so not bad again. Sitting right there. So it's been hovering around this 1,625 to 1,650 range for a minute. So BNB's up, guys. It's 314. I see it as high as 317 earlier this morning. It's up pretty good today. So that's good for BNB. And XRP, we talked about this one. It needed to break that 41-cent support line. It broke it. It seems to now, for the last day or so, hold that line to above that 41-cent mark, where XRP needs to be. It needed to come up above that 41-cent line, because it kept bouncing off of it for about a week. You'd get up to 41 cents, bounce back down to 38. So it finally broke it in this market. So, that's a good thing. Cardano sitting at 37 cents. For a while, remember this thing was trading sideways around 24, 25 cents. So Cardano starting to make a little comeback in this market. So good for Cardano. I'm not an investor in Cardano, but I know a lot of people are. Good for Cardano that they're starting to make a comeback. So let's see what else we have going on here. Solana, again, I'm not an investor. I know a lot of people are. Sitting at $24.48. It's not doing too bad in this market either. It's been hovering around this $24 to $24.50 range for a little while. Couple days now. Polygon sitting at about $1 right now, $1.01. It's been flirting with this 98-cent range to this dollar range for the past couple days. You can see the little chart over here gives you a little indication of where it is, but it's been flirting with this 98 cents to like $1. Got up to like 105 at one point yesterday. So Polygon's performing pretty well in this market as well. So that's a good thing. Because we all love Matic, right? I do. Everybody wishes they got in a little early. I got in at the bottom. I still hold some of that. I will add though, and I tell you, if the market dips again, I'm gonna add. I want more Matic. That's one of the ones I don't think that I have enough of going into the bull run. So Stellar. I put a short out about Stellar yesterday. Stellar has a seat now on the CFTC's subcommittee for blockchain development, which is a great thing for Stellar. It's a great thing for blockchain. I'm a Stellar fan. I own some Stellar. I think Stellar's going to do really good in the bull market. I think it's going to be one of these coins that we look back at and say 9 cents was cheap. I did get in when it was 7. Started accumulating because I'm accumulating my ISOs. You guys knew that, but Stellar having a seat at the CFTC is a great thing. I think it helps. I think it helps Stellar. It helps XRP. It helps all the ISO coins. So I was happy to see them guys get a seat at the table. So just as a FYI, that's a good thing, and it kind of keeps the SEC off their back, I think, too. Crow performing really well, up to 8 cents. Remember, this thing was at 5, started to hover around 7 for a long time, traded sideways at 7 for weeks, and now has busted out of the 7s, went back into the 8s. So Crow is on its way up. Aptos, we talked a little bit about Aptos yesterday. Told you guys I was going to take some profits off of Aptos at $13. It is starting to retrace back down to $12.83 now. It just changed, so it's starting to come down a little bit, but it had itself a huge run, so the come down was natural. Should have happened. Quant went on a run yesterday, late last night, and seems to be going on, continuing that run this morning. It's up to about 152. So my quant bags are looking really good today. And, I'm not too worried about quant. The tokens we talk about here in the morning that are in the top 100, I'm really not too worried about. I'm actually looking at accumulating more if the prices dip. I did buy some Algo on Coinbase back when it was like at right around 19 cents, I want to say, somewhere in there. And the reason that I bought it on Coinbase is because it's an automatic stake there. So I just kind of buy it over there and let it sit and see what happens. If it goes back down into the teens again, if the market retraces, I'll add some more. HBAR is another one of these tokens. I have some. We talked about this yesterday a little bit. I don't believe I have enough for the bull run. I'm hoping that this thing dips down into the high 5 cent range again. I'll look to add some more. I don't think I have enough for the bull run. But I'm waiting. I'm going to wait this one out. I think that the bottom's in for the market. I think 16.5 was as low as Bitcoin's going to go. I think we will see a retracement at some point. I think that retracement won't be any lower than 18 18,000, maybe 17, but I got it at 18 unless we have some big event. But I think the bottom's in at 16.5. I think we've seen that. And the thing about why we always talk about not trying to time the bottom is because, you don't know the bottom's in until you're already past the bottom. So the bottom, I think, was 16.5. I think 18. We could see a retracement back to 18K, maybe 18.5. And then another run up. But I think before that retracement happens, if the markets stay good, you can see this thing come up to 24 before it starts to pull back a little bit. So I'm still 20% in the market, 80% out of the market. And for anybody who doesn't know what that means, I have a certain amount of money that I trade with, and 20% of that is currently in the market, and 80% of that is currently out of the market. On the next dip, I'll probably go 60-40, 60% out, 40% in, because like we just talked about, I do want to add additional coins to the bag for the bull run. So I'm going to go in a little bit heavier on the next dip, and I'm not worried about hitting the bottom. I'm more worried about getting in at my prices. Diggs, how are you? Good morning. So I think the bottom's in, guys. I think 16.5 was the bottom, like I said. I think we will see a retracement. I think Bitcoin could run up to 24 and then start to retrace back down to 18K, I think. Or we could just start to retrace back down to 18K. I don't think we're going to go below 18K until unless there's some big event that happens. Like I said, we still have DCG sitting out there, which could negatively affect this market, along with the whole Genesis situation, and Gemini. And these are some of the situations that could really negatively affect the market. And you take that 18K down to 16.5. But I don't think Bitcoin's going to go anywhere lower than 16.5. I think that is the bottom. So no matter what happens, I don't think that it's going to go below that. Take a sip of that coffee in the morning. But the key here is that we're above $1 trillion. We're at 1 trillion and 51 billion market cap. And we talk about it in the morning here all the time. That $1 trillion market cap is a big deal for us. We broke it. We seem to be able to hold it. And the next key level for us is that 1 trillion and a half. That's where the bull market stopped last time. So if we can get to the bottom of that bull market, I think the market will start to take off. And we're going to talk a little bit about this market growing and some of the things that we got to watch out for here as we wrap this up in a little bit. So take a look at the bubbles. We always like to look at the bubbles. I don't know what this T is right here, but this thing is absolutely on fire. It's up on the day 136%. I don't know what that token is. I don't know what it does. We'll look at this on the hourly. But whatever it is and whatever it does, that thing is on fire. Up 11% on the hour, so it keeps going up. So let's click on the chart for this thing. Let's see where it started. Sitting at 5 cents right now. So if it's up 100%, man, I don't even know what that does. I don't even know what that is. But whatever it is, it's on fire for some reason. But there is a lot of red in the market today. But I think we're gonna have a decent day in the market. I think the market's gonna be okay today. Um, what's good, XXI? My morning is good, man. I'm good. Waking up in the morning, get myself together, gonna spend a little bit of time with you and with you guys, and then gonna get on about throughout the day. But just kind of reviewing this market like we do every morning, XXI. So, but there's a lot of red here on the hourly, but I think the market itself is gonna do okay today. Um, uh, you know, I I don't see any big news or anything that's coming that's gonna create a big huge pushback. We do have the interest rate increases that are coming February 1st, but we still got a little bit of time before that. Um, and I think the market is already priced in at 25 basis points. Um, I think that's what we're going to get is the 25 basis points. Um, I think that's where the SEC is going to head. The Fed chairs are going to head is at 25 basis points. I don't see them shocking the market with 50, but we could be wrong. You never know until it's done. So I think the market's already priced into 25 though. So if it's 25, I don't see the market reacting negatively, both on the stock market and in the in the crypto market. I think that'll be a positive step forward. But I think what a lot of people are missing is if we go 25, 25, 25, is for a longer period of time. It's a prolonged period of time of 25 basis point rate increases. So you just have to buckle in a little bit longer to get to where you got to go, which depending on how you look at that, could be a good thing for you, could be a bad thing for the market. I personally am on the other side. I would rather have them rip the band-aid off and just go ahead and do what they got to do. But you know that would shock the markets as well. So you know but it's not looking too bad this morning, and pre-markets are still in red. But they're, like I said when we first started, they're just barely in red, so these can flip really quick. It's still early. um you know but don't I wouldn't be surprised if we trade sideways today. I mean, um we've had very good gains in the stock market over the past, three trading days straight, if you include Friday. So I wouldn't be surprised if we trade sideways a little bit on today, and that's not a bad thing either. The volume on the volume on these what, the volume on threshold, that T that T in the is big is a big bubble, is up. I know I seen that. I'm trying to figure out what T is. I've never heard of T, but when I pulled this up this morning, it was up. If you go to the day, like we're on the hourly, but if you go to the day, it's up like 141%. Like this thing, this thing just like mooned out of nowhere at night. Like it started at 2 cents, two about 2 cents and a four. It's up right now to about 5 cents and a nine. Like I'm not even sure what T does. Like I just pulled this up right before we got online, and T was looking at me in the face like this with 141%, and like the volume is nuts on this thing. Um, the 24-hour volume is up $1.3 billion. There's Big A. I bet you he knows what it is. Three hold provides services for DApp networks. Okay, so Big A, what so it provides the services for the DApp networks, but what made it moon? What made this thing shoot up to the moon like that though? James, good morning. Good morning, James. Was there like a catalyst that like made this thing just like shoot up like that? Like 'cause it's done $1 billion in volume in the last 24 hours. 1.23 billion in 24-hour volume. Like that's crazy. That's a crazy amount of volume. Most tokens wouldn't see that in 6 months. Like, I don't know. I guess, like I said, I didn't do any research or look into it because I just pulled these bubbles up before I got online, and that thing's staring me right in my face. Like it's staring at me. So, it, Big A, if you got any news on why it's mooning like that, like go ahead and type it in because I don't know. Um, I just don't know. But you know, the market itself though, guys, like we're doing well. I think it's gonna be a good day today. I think it's gonna be well today. We're up over a trillion. And I guess T is going to account for about 1 billion of this volume today. This volume, this 24-hour volume in the last 24 hours. So, man, it's crazy. Here's Big A. Um, I believe whales are purchasing the price, which gives other people FOMO and yeah. So you think it's whale manipulation in there? Um, so people are FOMOing in while the whales sit back. Yeah, it is. So it's you think it's whale manipulation going on in there while they're just sitting back and waiting to go ahead and pull out on people. Um, so okay, all right, Big A. So that's kind of what you're thinking is the whales are just kind of pumping it up and letting people FOMO in. Okay. Yeah, I was shocked. Like I said, I was shocked. I've never heard of that before. I guess it's a token that I just have never heard of. Luna's up. Luna's up almost 4% on the hour. Look like Luna's gonna do maybe doing well right now. Luna's kind of one of the tokens that do well. Kind of when there's a slight red in the market, Luna seems to be in the green. It seems to go in reverse in the market. Uh, also they are scheduled to get listed on Coinbase. Oh, there you go. So there you go. If they're scheduled to get listed on Coinbase, there's your pump. There's your pump. That's that Coinbase pump. And the whales are just gonna ride that up. They're gonna ride that Coinbase listing up, and everybody's FOMOing into that Coinbase listing, and they're gonna ride it up, and then they're gonna dump on everybody after the listing happens or right before it happens. That's how that usually works. So but I don't know. Hey, Big A, I want your opinion. I think the bottom of Bitcoin is 16.5. I think that was the bottom. And I can see a retracement coming at some point, maybe down to that 18K level. I think 18K is kind of where I see that retracement going to. I don't see us Bitcoin getting below that 18K. Um, but I do see a pullback coming at some point to that level before we get on before we get back on the upswing again. But I can see Bitcoin going to 24K. before that pullback happens. I can see it coming up to 24 if the markets stay the way that they are, and then I can see a pullback to 18, and then a straight run up again after that. Trade sideways for a little while at 18, and then a straight run up after that. So market's doing good today, guys. You guys know I don't hold you too long in the morning, but you know the market is doing well. I see XXI Gaming says I see Bitcoin still going lower than 15K, around 12K. That's you still think they're gonna have that big downswing with Bitcoin that people are calling for? XXI down to the levels where people were talking about, down to that 12K level. I don't see it. The market's just not performing that way. Now I could be wrong. Like there could be some events that happen that really drop this market down that far. So, but you could be right. But I don't know. I just think the sentiment in the market right now is a little bit different than it has been in the past. And I just think that the market's going to kind of hang on. I think the bottom is also in. Big A says I think the bottom is also in. I was actually surprised Bitcoin did not go lower. I was surprised it didn't go lower as well. I was expecting 10, maybe before the bottom was in, but I'm calling the bottom at 16.5. XXI Games calling the bottom at 12, but I'm calling it around 16.5. Around 16.5, I think it's in. I think Bitcoin could. I think Bitcoin could run a 25. I got it running a 24 before the retracement happens, Big A, but 24, 25, we're roughly in the same ballpark. 24, 25, and then I see the retracement coming back down to 18. There is a couple of events out there that could change everything though. You have DCG sitting out there that could change the situation. If DCG declares bankruptcy, along with Genesis, DCG obviously is the parent company of Genesis, and if they can't fix their balance sheets and they declare bankruptcy, that could be another big event that could drive the market down. You know, so pay attention to that. The space and size of this crypto market moves over. I think the sentiment of the market is good right now. I think everybody in the market right now has a good sentiment. The market cap's growing. You know, I just think that we're in a good spot in crypto right now. But remember, the bull market stopped at 1.5 trillion last time. So if we broke that trillion mark, so if we can get back to 1.5 trillion market cap, that's going to be a good market cap for us to start that uphill swing again to get back to the bottom. Yes, because XXI Gaming says yes because of the data. This year wouldn't change that. I was with you, XXI Gaming, probably about 2-3 months ago, that we would see a lower Bitcoin. We would see probably, I was going lower. I was going to say 10, but I think with where we are right now, I just I have a hard time going there because even the job situation, right? the Feds want to, obviously people to get laid off, unemployment to be higher. People are getting laid off, but we're also creating jobs at a higher rate than what they expected. So the people that are getting laid off are also getting employed as well, which is why your unemployment's only at 3%, and the stock market's doing well right now in this rough time. So everything everything is like kind of lining itself up, not necessarily for a bull run, but maybe for a soft landing, maybe for a soft recession. I think we will hit a recession, but I think it'll be a soft recession because everything else around the recession outside of inflation is doing well. Wages are up. People are making more than what they predicted. There's more jobs than what was predicted. Um, so I think there's a lot of positive sentiment in the market. I think there's a lot of positive sentiment out there right now that is going to set us up for a softer landing than what we thought initially um, from from a budgetary standpoint. So I think we will hit a recession, but I think it's going to be a softer landing. I think you're going to see a bunch of 25 basis point rate increases before the pivot happens. Um, and and that's why I don't think you're going to see the big market dumps. Now, if the Feds come out on the first and they give us a 50 basis point rate increase, you're going to see these markets tank. 10K 10K is where the data is showing. Yeah, and that's why I was going to say 10K. I was with you. I just kind of changed my mind over like the last couple of weeks. XXI game, and I was calling 10K. I was calling it. Um, and if it gets down to 10K, I'm not going to be mad at it because that's going to give me the opportunity to DCA into a lot of stuff. But man, it's hard right now to see that. I think I think fourth quarter earnings will be okay, but I see I see your first quarter 2023 earnings a bit low. I think earnings in the fourth quarter of this year, and they're going to start to roll. I mean, fourth quarter last year, they're going to start to roll in a lot this week. Um, I think they're going to be okay as well. I think your 2023 earnings for the first quarter may be down a little bit from some of the bigger companies, but I just don't see the big push down. So softer landing. I guess we can call it a soft landing. Seiko, good morning. XXI Gaming. Um, bounces like bounces like this um, happen all the time. Yeah, they do. I mean, cryptocurrency it's a volatile situation, and we could take a 22,000 Bitcoin and it could bounce down to 18K and then bounce again down again pretty quick. Um, Good morning, Ken. Good morning, XSI Gaming. Good morning. So, you know, but I put a I put a lot of stock into the sentiment of the market as well, and just the feel of the market that you can't really put on a chart. And if the feel of the market and the charts match, I kind of give it more of a positive outlook than a negative outlook. Um, and I just think that the feel of the market is good right now. Um, could be wrong though. We could go down. We could see these earnings come in um, way lower than expected. In the first quarter of 2023, they could come in way lower than expected, um, and it really could tank the market. But I get a good feeling that these companies are doing better than what we think. the crypto market is like is it's like a psycho ex-girlfriend. It is, because you never know. You never know. You Big Armor, you never know. It is like a psycho ex-girlfriend. You never know. You can wake up one morning and be like on cloud nine and be in love with your cryptocurrency bag, and the next morning you could wake up and you could be like, damn, I hate you. you know, so it's one of these things. Like, it's just so hard to it's so hard to predict. Like, I come from the stock market where this is easy. This is easy over here. You don't have like 30 to 40% changes on a daily basis. Um, the stock market hasn't even hit its no. Um, I think, what is it for the S? I think for the S&P, what is it, 41 or something like that? So it's not even back up to where it was. XXI gaming. You're right. Um, and I think it's gonna get there. It's in red this morning, but we've had so many positive days. I think it might get there. And, and if the stock market bounces back to its prior lows, I think, to the low, to its prior lows again, I think you're gonna see a rocket ship. Yeah, I mean, XXI. I agree with you. Like, it has not seen its low yet. But there's I just think that these companies are going to do better than what people are predicting that they're going to do in the first quarter of 2023 and the second quarter of 2023. I just think they're going to perform. Their earnings will show that they're going to perform better than what's expected. I think with these job cuts and stuff, I think that you're going to see more positive sentiment on their balance sheet. You're going to see more positive growth on their balance sheet. Because here's what happened during the pandemic: they overhired, and now they're cutting their balance sheets and making it right. So, um, that's going to reflect in maybe the second quarter of 2023's balance sheets. The fact that they are right sizing their companies, um, and that's going to be a positive move. That's just how I feel. I just think that they're right sizing everything right now, back to pre pre pandemic levels, um, and that's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing happen with all these layoffs. Um, so that T token, though, man, people are FOMOing like crazy into that thing, man. So it's up 13.4%, which would have given about 100 and something, 140% over the last 24 hours. Coinbase listing. Some people are gonna get wrecked. The whales full moment into that, they're gonna get wrecked. I think what we're seeing is some some retailers, but but mostly but mostly but mostly companies buying. Yeah, a lot of what's going on in the market right now is definitely institutional investment and some manipulation going on. I mean, but that's what every market, right? There's price manipulation in every market, whether it's crypto market, stock market, futures trading. Um, there's always a big institutionals that are gonna have price manipulation going on. Um, and I we could see a big dump. I'm not saying it won't happen. Not at all. I just don't think it's going to be as far down as everybody believes it to be. So what do you guys think about this? U.S. banks join hands to launch a digital wallet that will compete with PayPal and Apple Pay. So you have Wells Fargo, J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Chase, and a bunch of these other big banks and institutions coming out to create a wallet, right? That can be used for online shopping and stuff like that. And they're going after PayPal, and PayPal's basically share of the market. And a digital wallet's going to be basically ran by the same people that run Zelle, which is this or Early Warning Services LLC, and they actually run Zelle. So what do you guys think about this? All these banks putting this collaboration together to create this digital wallet um, for investors to go after. Basically, this list should be longer. PayPal, Apple Pay, and Android Pay, like Google Pay, because I don't know why they leave Google Pay out of there. Probably because it's not as clickbaity. But what do you guys think of the banks putting these wallets together, collaborating with each other to put this big digital wallet together? And is it going to have cryptocurrency in it? It doesn't say in this article, but it makes me wonder whether it will. Whether it will at least have your Bitcoin and your Ethereum in there, because PayPal does. In PayPal, you can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, I believe. So, what's your guys' thought on that? I think that's a big deal. And of course, Sam Bankman-Fried is listed as $3.228 million Washington D.C. home for sale, which means he probably needs some legal fees. So looking at about 2.8 million right there is DC home that the FTX investors probably paid for. So, couple things to chew on right there. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think they're trying to get full control of purchases. Yeah, I think so too. I think they're trying to get full. The banks see these wallets, as control the purchasing power. So XXI Gaming, I think you're right, and this allows them to take some of that control back. And this is where the pull and tug with the current financial system and cryptocurrency comes into play too, because these big banks and these big institutions, they see cryptocurrency as a threat because it's kind of shaking the whole way we transfer money and share money and do things. It's shaking that market out, right? And this is one of the biggest threats to the banking industry. I mean, they're starting to get on board a little bit with the ISO 2022 stuff, but there's no doubt that they see blockchain as a threat to them in the future in the way that they do their traditional banking. And that's a pure indication when you have a lot of the biggest banks coming together to create a wallet because they see a threat in the way people pay for things, and they're missing out on some of the micro transactions that they could have. Um, that's a clear indication that they're worried. The banks know that crypto is at least part of the future. It is part of the futures, and I think they see it as a threat. I think that's why you see a lot of things going on with the Polygon and JP Morgan thing, where they tested some transactions with the with the New York Stock Exchange. Well, I mean with the New York SEC and things like that, for cross-border transactions. They see the writing on the wall. That's why you see Fidelity just launched a cryptocurrency exchange. You see that these banks are starting to understand. Bank of America is working with Ripple. Um, it's one of their partners. It's one of Ripple's partners. Obviously, nothing will happen until the XRP case is settled. But these banks are aligning themselves with cryptocurrencies right now because they have to. If they don't, they're going to be obsolete. Um, it's it's just one of these things that are interesting, and with the launch of that wallet, you can see that they're missing out on these microtransactions. They want them back, and they're going to throw their money around. They're going to throw their money around to create these wallets and create these apps and partnerships to make sure that they're not losing microtransactions to PayPal, to Apple, to Google Pay, to pretty it, maybe even Cash App, and they're not actually doing it from scratch either. They have a partnership with the people who are running Zelle, so it's not like they're creating this from scratch and it's going to take forever for it to roll out. They're talking early second quarter of this year to have this wallet ready to go, and for it to be used on all. You're going to be able to use it on all internet purchases. So, very aggressive strategy. But you can see just with this collaboration, I mean, usually banks are competing with each other. Now, all of a sudden, you have Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, and it says 4 other banks all collaborating to work on this wallet together. So there's these wallets are cutting into their revenue somehow in a big way, and that's why you're seeing this happen. So it's just interesting to me to watch all this unfold, and to watch the digital space kind of take over. It's really really interesting to me to see that. So, and I actually welcome the digital space taking over the traditional banking system. I think that's going to be a great thing. I think a lot of innovation, and I think it gives the opportunity for the younger developers and the younger mindset to really play a bigger role in the future of how things look. Do you want do you watch Coin Bureau's videos? I watch some of them. If they pop up and they're interesting, I'll watch them. But Coin Bureau is not the Coin Bureau video is not guy is not somebody I actually search out. I really I the YouTubers that I watch some of the smaller ones. I really try to support some of the smaller YouTubers, and like myself. But I do watch Rodney and Awesome Austin, and I watch some bigger ones. But I watch a lot of stock market YouTubers as well. So because I think the stock market and the crypto market are aligned. So I don't really search out the Coin Bureau, but he does come up sometimes, and I click on some of his stuff if it's interesting. He's a good content creator. But the pre-markets are still in red, but they're not deep in red. I think we're going to trade sideways today in the stock market, and I think we'll pretty much stay level in the crypto market is my prediction for today. Is that we're not going to see any big huge swings. I think we're going to trade pretty much sideways today in the market. Same here, but it popped up. So I gave it a shot. He's a good dude. Like, he has some good content. A lot of his content is they're longer videos, but he breaks things down really well. I I'm surprised that BNB guys, BNB really did well on the overnight, 314. But with that, guys, I got to go to my real job. I got to get ready for that. But big A, thanks for stopping by today. Ken, thanks for stopping by today. Big Watch, thanks for stopping by today. XXI Gaming, thank you for stopping by today. Big Watch, thanks for stopping by today. I wasn't sure if I said you, but thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate your guys' time. Appreciate you guys spending your morning with me. Market looks good today. There's really no big events that are coming up. There's not a lot that's coming down the pike, man. The market looks good. The market cap itself looks good for crypto where we are. We busted through that $1 trillion market cap a couple days ago. We're hanging on to it. The market in general, it seems to be on an uphill trend. How long this uphill trend will last before we retrace, we're gonna figure that out. And how far down we retrace, I guess we'll just continue to talk about that every day. Some XXI Gaming believes that we're going to 12K. I believe we're going 18. So we'll see. Big A believes it's around 18. I think that we will tap out at 24,000 at Bitcoin. People say 25. People say less. We'll figure it out. But I think at the end of the day, I think we all agree that the market's going to rebound at the end of the day. So when it's all said and done. So I think this positive sentiment is good here. So I think they will. So, with that, guys, I think, thank you guys for, like I said, thank you guys for spending your morning with me. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys going through the pre-markets with me in the morning. Appreciate you guys' comments. Appreciate everything. There's Big Watch right there. We're wrapping up and telling me good morning, but I'll be around in the chats today. Don't hesitate to say hi. Don't hesitate to say what's up. I always like the conversation. I always appreciate the conversation. And I'll be around in the chats, and around. I see a lot of you guys in chats and other people's YouTube. So don't hesitate to say hi. Understand that when the market we'll talk. I'll say this to you guys every morning. Understand the bigger the market cap, the more shit coins that are going to come out, the more rug pulls that are going to happen, the more shit that is going to be launched. So be careful out there. I'm still keeping my money in the top 100, guys, for the most part. So be careful out there. The more and more money comes in the market, the more and more people are going to try to launch these shit tokens. So, don't get caught up in that nonsense. Look at the liquidity, look at the market caps, look at the liquidity. Make sure whatever you put your money into, you can get it out of. Don't fall for the same thing that we fell for last year. Let's be better. Let's do it a little bit better. And, that's my parting shot to you guys every day, every morning. And I will keep it that way as long as these guys keep launching these shit tokens. So, do your research and don't get taken. I want everybody to make money here, and we make money together. So, my money's in the top 100 right now, guys, for the most part. So that's kind of where I'm at. So with that, everybody have a great morning. Appreciate you guys' time, and I'll see you guys around, and have a great day. Bye.